Oh, let's go. Bill brought his dog back. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the SATS Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. Is this thing on? Hello. Hello. What's up, everybody? Man, did you see that pump? Jeez. We are pumping out of control. Pumping out of control. Welcome back. This is the SATS Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. My name is Roman, and I stack sats every single day. We do it here live, Monday through Friday, 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3:30 Eastern. We show up, talk a little bit about Bitcoin, get the signal out, stack some sats, and huddle it away, and move on with our lives. Okay, it's been a good week so far. Jeez, it's been a great week. So, hope everybody out there is having a good time. Bill, I'm missing the memes over at Simply Bitcoin. They as you know, they're not doing as many memes, so I've had to go out and look for memes myself. So, we're jacking their segment. I'm gonna do some memes here today too. Just as I found some cool video memes that I want to share. So we're gonna do video memes. At least we're gonna steal, but change it a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna do some video memes. And this channel is so small that I don't care if we get copyright strike on this channel. Whatever, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. So that's what we're doing today. We're gonna talk about Bitcoin. We're gonna check out the prices. We're gonna check out all the good stuff that we normally do. We're gonna stack some sats. We're gonna check out some funny, cool Bitcoin video memes that are making their way around X. Okay, so let's have a good show. Let's jump in and get this party started with the SATS strength. Cool. How many satoshis can you buy for a single dollar today? Oh, look at that. J-Dub in the house. Let's go. Round of applause from the live studio audience for J-Dub. Facts about events is for adults. Exactly. We don't need to know. Man, so the price is now $43,630 for one single Bitcoin. And you might be thinking to yourself, did I miss it? No, you didn't miss it. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin all at once. You can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin. A fraction of a Bitcoin is called a Satoshi. We call them sats for short here on the show. And pretty much everywhere. Just how a dollar has 100 cents, a Bitcoin has 100 million Satoshis. Today, for a single dollar, you can buy 2,292 Satoshis. Hey, you know, you get what you get. You get Bitcoin at the price you deserve, right? So if you've been ignoring Bitcoin this whole time and not stacking sats, now you got to pay a little bit more for the same sats. But hey, you know, even though you're paying more than you would have last month or the month before that or the month before that, buying now is still better than never buying. Okay? Let's just say you're walking down the street minding your own business, you look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day you could have 23 Satoshis. 23 Satoshis for a single penny. When we started the show, it used to be about 40 Satoshis for a single penny, right? Today, the topic of the show is buy Bitcoin, take custody, live your life. It's that easy. You don't have to do a bunch of extra stuff. You just got to buy Bitcoin, save in Bitcoin, and hold it. That's it. Save in Bitcoin, take it into self-custody, and hold it. That's all you got to do. Roman, shout out. My sister, Janet. I'm trying to orange pill her. Let's go, Janet. Hi, Janet. Janet, I got something to show you. I'm going to show you that right now during the Why We Stack segment. See, notice the music change, guys. We're taking it down a notch. Okay? Janet, I got something to show you. It's pretty... It's not that deep, but it's kind of shocking, right? First, I'm going to show you why we need to stack sats. Okay? This is the US debt clock. It keeps track of our national debt as it grows. Okay? I'll send Janet some sats if she gets her wallet set up. I'll send her some sats. Let me know what the lightning address is, J-Dub. So the debt continues to go up, right? And the revenue that's supposed to pay for that debt, the tax collection, is going down. See? So here's the debt going up at about $25,000 a second. And here's our tax revenue going down because the prices of things are going down, right? What this is showing you is that the government is able to print more money and the banks are able to create more money as well when they issue loans, when they issue debt. So you have all of these forces creating more and more money. And what does that do to your money? It actually makes it less powerful. It makes it less potent. It makes it have less purchasing power. Because let's just say there was $100 in the world and that's all that ever existed was $100. And if you wanted to go buy a taco for $1, that $1 taco costs 1% of the whole money supply. Okay? Well, if you take and you increase the money supply to 200, that taco still costs 1% of the money supply worth of work to go and get the beef and the salsa and the tortilla and the cheese and whatever you want to put, and the salsa. I think the salsa twice. All those ingredients still cost about 1% of the money supply. And when you increase the money supply to $200, then that taco is now going to cost you twice as much because it's still 1% of 200 now, right? So even though it looks like we have more money in existence, the money supply has inflated. So the things appear to go up in price, but they're not going up in price. What's happening is the purchasing power of that money is getting halved, right? It's getting depleted the more they print. That's why your home could be worth something 10 years ago, and then now it's like worth a whole lot more, even though the home is getting older. It's not getting any better, right? It's because it takes more weaker dollars to buy the same amount of property. Or in this case, what we like to talk about is it takes the same amount of weaker dollars to buy the same amount of Bitcoin or Satoshis or fractions of a Bitcoin. 2 months ago, we were able to buy 4,000 Satoshis for a single dollar, right? The price was around in the 30s or 20s, right? So that said, let's jump into our chart. Okay, this is gonna make it even more easier to understand and grasp this because it's difficult because all of us are programmed and have lived in the dollar system our whole lives, right? Even if you've lived in a different country, you still kind of price your currency on per dollar, right? So if you're in the U.S., you go and you look at the supermarket, right? And I'm tracking this. This is real life. This is my milk, bread, burrito index. Okay, I started tracking in October because I wanted to figure out another way to visualize this, right? I started tracking in October, and look, I buy milk, I buy a burrito. My burrito is kind of expensive. It costs $13.70 because I like carne asada, beans, cheese, sour cream only. And when I first bought the burrito at $13.70, based on the price of Bitcoin on that date, it cost me 49,603 Satoshis, right? That's a lot. It's a lot of Satoshis, okay? Well, that was a couple of days ago. I bought a burrito, same price. The price didn't change in terms of dollars, $13.70. But in terms of Bitcoin, right? With Bitcoin as a baseline, it only cost me 33,764 Satoshis, okay? So that's almost, it's like a 40% discount on my burrito in the span of about 2 months, right? And that is the power of living on the Bitcoin standard, right? And it doesn't mean that right now I'm only spending in Bitcoin. No, it's just an example. Right now, what we should be doing is accumulating Bitcoin and Satoshis, little fractions of Bitcoin, however much we feel comfortable with. Because down the road, this effect over the span of like 4 to 10 years is going to be more significant, and your life gets easier and your savings actually appreciate in value as opposed to your savings getting diluted by inflation, which we just talked about at the beginning, right? Which is the money printing that keeps happening. Okay. So that said, look at the milk. I buy milk most regularly, right? So I have two boys, so they drink a lot of milk. So $6.99 for a gallon of milk back October 2nd cost me 25,000 satoshis, right? And this morning, $6.99, the price has not changed in terms of dollars, right? But I'm feeling less of a squeeze in the cost of things because I think of it in terms of satoshis, right? So there it is. It's almost down like about 40%, right? So 16,124 satoshis instead of 25,000 satoshis. So you're getting it. Your purchasing power is increasing over time. So here's what you do. You pay. So think of the dollars that you earn at work as, and it's going to sound hard to take this, but think of the dollars that you earn at work as melting ice cubes. Okay. When you first get the melting ice cube, it's nice and solid and it's not melting yet. It hasn't leaked, right? The government's gonna say, hey, you owe us half of that in taxes, and we're gonna charge you taxes for when you buy something, and we're gonna charge you taxes in the form of housing tax or whatever. And whatever you're left with from the ice cube that you got at work for your labor, if you take that and you put it in the bank, inflation will continue to eat away at that at the true rate of inflation, right? They're going to tell you that inflation is 2-3%. We're at an all-time low or it's down since last month. We're down to 4% inflation, which is baloney because they measure inflation in terms of things that are easy to make, right? And we'll talk about that in a different day, but just real quick to stay on topic, the real inflation is closer to 10%. Okay, so that means that if you took that $100 million, put it in the bank, in the span of about 5 to 7 years, you would have half of that in purchasing power. Okay, now contrast that with taking that money that you get when you first get paid, you pay off your bills, you pay stuff that's immediate, you have enough for an emergency, right? And then whatever you're planning on saving for the long term that you won't need within like the next 2 or 3 years, right? And I know it sounds difficult. What are you not going to need in the next 2 or 3 years, right? But it could be something as small as your Starbucks coffee that you're buying all the time. If you smoke, quit smoking and put that money into SATS, right? And you get that little tiny bit of SATS started, and you'll start to see how that value that you took aside, that you took out of the dollar system and put into the Bitcoin system, that value is now building wealth for you, because as the rest of the economy is coming down and the prices of everything seems to be going up in terms of dollars, the price of things in terms of Bitcoin is going down because Bitcoin is appreciating against the dollar, right? So you'll start to experience that. You'll get to a point where you have enough satoshis and enough stack and enough experience and enough time doing it that you're going to look at it and be like, well, you know what? Dang it, I think it's true. I see it. I see my stack is worth more and more. And yeah, it goes up and down day to day, week to week. But over the long term, it's trending up. And you're going to realize, well, shoot, this is what I need to do. And on your own, without me telling you, without anybody telling you to save in SATS, you're going to realize, well, shoot, I have this much money here, this much money there, this much money here, this much money there, and this much money in Bitcoin. And you're going to say, okay, here I gained maybe 7%, but it's still not enough to cover inflation, real inflation. Here I lost 10%, here I lost 1%, here I lost 4%, here I gained 1%. And in Bitcoin, I'm up. If you would have been sticking with us since the beginning of the show in May, you're up like almost 40% or something like that, right? So there's no comparison over the long term as far as the potential gains within Bitcoin. Plus, on top of that, that's just the baseline, right? On top of that, to add to the baseline, Bitcoin has a built-in system. It's called a halving that will make Bitcoin more scarce every 4 years. Okay, so the way the protocol is set up, there can only be 21 million Bitcoin ever, right? And about 95% of that Bitcoin has already been released and is in circulation, right? The other 5% that still hasn't been released yet. It's already been created, so they can't create more. But those last 5% hasn't been released yet, right? That'll get released over the next 100 years, right? And every 4 years, the rate at which it gets released gets cut in half. So right now, every day there's about 900 new Bitcoin that get released into the ecosystem. And tomorrow there'll be another 900, and the next day will be another 900. But in about April of 2024, they're going to cut that in half to 450 new Bitcoin that get released into the ecosystem, right? So that in and of itself lowers the available supply. And so by the laws of supply and demand, if the supply gets cut in half and the demand stays the same or more, the price must double. The price must go up, right? So that's just the baseline. This is going to happen regardless of any politician, regardless of who's in office. Bitcoin is going to have in April, okay? And 4 years from that, it's going to have again. And then 4 years from that, it's going to have again, okay? So the Bitcoin you're accumulating now is going to be worth more and more over time because it's becoming harder and harder to accumulate, which will make it more and more expensive to purchase, okay? All right, so that's the base. That's our baseline here that we're working with. Okay, that's our baseline. The market cap of Bitcoin, which is another way of saying how much total value at this point has been deposited into Bitcoin, I guess you could say, right? And right now it's about $800 billion worth of money, which in terms of all of these other asset classes like real estate, like bonds and investments and a lot of other things, $800 billion is a drop in the bucket, right? All these other assets get measured in the trillions. Okay, so there's going to be a Bitcoin ETF that will get approved sometime either at the beginning of the next year or late this year, right? Some people are saying that that's a 90% chance that it gets approved in January, either 5th through the 9th, that range, right? Which is pretty damn specific, right? Well, when that gets approved, you're going to have all this money that is currently not able to invest in Bitcoin. They're going to open it up so they can invest in Bitcoin. And we're not talking about $1 trillion, $2 trillion. We're talking about a whole lot more trillions, okay? I made a spreadsheet to kind of have an idea and show what a sorry guys, give me a second, to show what the volume of money that could potentially come into Bitcoin is. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys on the browser. Here we go. So in terms of the companies that are in line to get their ETF approved, and mind you, the way that SEC is going to do it is they're going to probably approve all of them at once so that they don't get accused of playing favorites, okay? These are the companies that are currently seeking ETF approval. They want to be able to sell a Bitcoin ETF. They want to create a product that allows their customers to invest in Bitcoin without them having to actually learn how Bitcoin works and all this other things, right? It's dangerous if you invest your money that way, because we know better. We know that you should invest in Bitcoin, take it into custody, and then that way you're in control of it. Well, some of these people with a lot of money, they don't want to do that. They just want the same companies that they've worked with for years to manage their portfolio for them and put a percentage of their portfolio into whatever they think is going to make them more money down the road. Okay, and these companies, BlackRock, Fidelity, Hashdesk, Franklin, Invesco, Galaxy, WisdomTree, all these companies, they see the potential in Bitcoin because they know that the price of Bitcoin is going to keep going up because we keep printing. And there's an opportunity for them to have the people's money that they manage in Bitcoin through their ETF, and they can charge them a percentage of the gains. They can charge them a fee for making them money. Even though if they took the time, all they had to do was what we're doing. Go buy some Bitcoin, take it off the exchange into soft custody, and hold on to it. That's it. The title of the episode is Buy Bitcoin, Take Custody, Live Your Life. Okay? You don't have to do anything else besides that. You don't have to go learn how to become a stock trader. You don't have to learn how to become a financial planner. You don't have to go and learn how to become a a Wall Street executive, or anything like that. All you gotta do is take and save in Bitcoin, and your life's gonna change because the volume of money that's gonna come into it is ridiculous. Okay, let's look at these numbers. BlackRock assets under management, $8 trillion, guys. $8 trillion. That is the amount of money they're managing. $8 trillion. Okay. Fidelity, $4.5 trillion. Franklin, $1.5 trillion with a T, as in Tom, as in trillion, right? Invesco, $1.4 trillion. Okay. You take 1% of if you just take 1% of the money that these companies manage, right, and you put it into Bitcoin, that's gonna just make the price go insane. Okay, so that is aside from the already built-in halving cycle that we talked about just now. Okay, so worst case scenario, your money doubles and then doubles again in about 4 to 8 years, right? Not best case scenario because there's other things that can still happen, but one of the better scenarios is you're in right now, buy as much Bitcoin as you can. The ETFs all get approved. These companies pump the price like crazy because they're trying to get in and trying to accumulate as much as they can before it gets even more expensive. And you have you have the equivalent of living through 2 or 3 halvings, so 4, 8, whatever, 12 years. You have all that whole time space that you would have had to wait for your Bitcoin to appreciate in value just by the basic standards of Bitcoin, by the Bitcoin cycles. You take those 10 to 12 years and you collapse them to, I don't know, a month, a year, right? Whenever the ETFs happen, whenever those ETFs get approved, the price of Bitcoin is going to go so high that people like the way people say it's going to melt your face off, right? People call it the God candle. And that's why, because the potential is so high for the upside compared to the potential for the downside. Okay. So that's why we stack. That's what we stack. So hope you guys enjoyed that segment. Hope it was explanatory. And now we're gonna do what we came to do, is not only talk about stacking sats, we're actually gonna stack sats today. Okay, so we stack sats every day, Monday through Friday, here on the Stack Sats Show. That's what we call it, the Stack Sats Show. But first, let's get into our stack recap. How many Satoshis do we have in our show, in our Stack Sats Show portfolio? Let's go. Stack Sats Show portfolio. Okay. As of today, we have 10 million Satoshis. That's the equivalent to, in today's dollars, $4,396. It cost us $3,199.50 to accumulate these Satoshis. If we were to go and try to buy the same amount of Satoshis, the same amount of Bitcoin, 0.1 Bitcoin, with today's weaker dollars, it would take a lot more weaker dollars to buy the same amount of Satoshis. It would take $4,396 to buy the same amount of Satoshis. Okay? You might be thinking to yourself, man, I missed it. Don't think that you missed it. You're still super early. We're still sub all-time high. We're still sub 50,000. It's still cheap, guys. It's still cheap. All right. And with that said, remember that the ETFs, if the ETFs show up, it's going to be ridiculous. All right. Anyway, so far on the show, we've gained about 37% since we started saving on the show to show the live example back in May. And we've stacked when Bitcoin was at 27,000, 26,000. We've stacked as low as 25,000. We bought $25 worth back there. Look at that. Should have bought a lot more when it was 25. We've stacked every day, every weekday, regardless of the price, because we know what's important here is not the gains that you're going to get from the dollar. What's important is how many Satoshis you have in your possession, how many Satoshis you're holding, right? That's what's important. All right. So that's a current stack. Today, the price of Bitcoin is $43,742, well above our average buy price of about $30,000. So today, we're going to stack 20 bucks. I know, sounds terrible, but I got a stack on the side too, guys. We're only doing 20 bucks today. We started the show with $5, then moved it to $10, and now our base stack is $20. Okay, so today, 12, 5. Whoa, what's going on here? 12, 5, 23. We're gonna stack. We're gonna do a little $20 stack for the future, for the generations. It's time to stack some SATS. All right, as you know, I like to stack with Swan. Got a $20 buy-in right there. Let's get a little preview of what it's going to cost us. There it is. Copy. Boom. Get my show notes up. Let's see, what episode are we on? Today is episode 116. Let's go. And I think we're at 118 subscribers, so we finally beat our episode count by subscribers. Subscribe. All right. I'm trying to grow a beard, guys. Random. Okay, here we go. Here's the buy. We're going to buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. It's going to cost us 20 cents. Okay? $20 worth of Bitcoin. It's going to cost us 20 cents. Cut the music. Here we go. Stacking for the future. Stacking because we know that the dollar is going to keep printing itself into oblivion. And the only way to protect your wealth from inflation is to save in Bitcoin. $20 is going to cost us 20 cents. What a deal to buy the most scarce asset in human existence. Man, here we go. Old man Bill's BTC says my beard won't go away. That's so cool. All right, here we go. Oh, come on. There it is. It's happening. It's happening. Let's go. Okay. So we stack SATS, and now it's time to put on the chill music. Because what do? Buy Bitcoin, take it into custody, and chill. Buy Bitcoin, take it into soft custody, and move on with your life. Have a nice life. Enjoy the things you want to enjoy. Down the road, once you've stacked hard enough, and you've lived through enough cycles, and you've held on to your coins through the bad and the good, you'll get to the point where you might have to ask yourself, what am I going to do with all this money? What am I going to do with all this wealth that I've built? Do I want to continue to work? Do I want to work? What would you do if you didn't have to work, if money was not an issue? That could be a real question for some of us, okay? That could be a real question for some of us. So take the time to think about that and ponder on that before you become wealthy and filthy rich. Before you go crazy. My beard won't go away. Did you take into soft custody? I have it set up to automatically take it into soft custody every time my stack hits 0.01 BTC. That's one of the cool things about stacking with Swan. You can set it to auto withdraw to your cold storage. Okay, so let's see. What will happen is, as your purchases go through, it takes about 7 days for your buy to go through to clear from your bank with the exchange with Swan. Once it clears, they let you withdraw it. Okay, and once you withdraw it, it's in your custody. They can't do anything about it. If something were to happen to Swan, they go out of business, they get shut down by the government, it won't matter because your coin is off that exchange. Except for the coin that's on there still waiting to be cleared the past 7 days, you might lose that, but you won't if you just keep withdrawing as you go. As soon as it becomes available for withdrawal, withdraw it to your soft custody. Okay. So there it is. I owe Bill my seed phrase. Okay. Any questions at this point? Janet, if you have any questions, I'm here for you. I'm open to answering any questions. It doesn't matter how beginner you think they might sound. If you have a question, that means that someone else could have that same question, and I want to help you and I want to help them. Okay. All right. So we'll keep that going. Now that the purchase is done, we're going to jump into our browser and update the spreadsheet with today's buy. And I can't believe it. Every time I see this number, it's just crazy. 40. Oh my gosh. 43,000. Hurts me, dude. It hurts me. 856. We bought $20 worth. And 20 cents. We're gonna include the fee in our cost to keep things legit. And today we got 45. Ugh. 45,604. That's so sad. Yesterday we bought $20 worth of Bitcoin and we got 47,000 Satoshis. Today we bought the same amount of Bitcoin and we got 45,000 Satoshis. So sad. So sad. But that's what happens, you know? It's going up. It's doing great. All right, I'm gonna show you guys what it feels like when the price of Bitcoin. What I felt like. This is what I felt like yesterday. I found a meme yesterday. Let's go here. I found a meme yesterday that describes exactly how I felt. How I felt yesterday. Okay, I'm gonna play it for you guys. It's a video meme. This is a video meme from. Let's see, who is this from? Ronin is his X account. It's at Ronin21BTC on X, and I think this little meme captures me yesterday. Here we go. Let's see if this works. So I'll lower this guy, and then when I go to here, oh, it's gonna work. Let's go. That's how I felt yesterday, because there's still friends and family that I wish got into Bitcoin before I started pumping like crazy. There's still time, but I just, it's a bittersweet, right? I want to make sure they have opportunity to accumulate as much as they can before the halving and before the Bitcoin ETF gets approved, whenever it gets approved, right? All right, perfect. When you're ready, JDub, you can send me in the chat if she's got a Lightning address like this one. You could put it in the chat, but just put a space for the @ and a space for the period, or else the YouTube algorithm will take it away. If you don't have a Lightning address like this, then you can create an invoice on her Lightning wallet and DM it to me on Twitter, on X right now, and I will and then message me in the chat that you DM'd it to me, and then I'll jump in there and I'll pay it. Okay. So that is the one of the memes I was going to share with you today. Let's see. Is it still going? It is still going. And this is one that I want to share with you guys because it kind of it's a good one. It's a good one. Let me expand it. I think this used to be a Coinbase commercial that somebody took and modified to make it a Bitcoin commercial. So this one got tweeted out by Walker America. Really cool dude. Follow him on X. I don't know who originally modded this, but it's on his X, and we're gonna share it. Let's watch it. Ready? Here we go. Let's see how do I screen. Here we go.
Get a job, save a little, take out a mortgage, buy a house. Get a job, save a little, take out a mortgage, buy a house. Get a job, save a little, take out a mortgage, buy a house. Get a job, save a little, apply for a mortgage, get a second job, get some roommates, rent a house. Realize the only generation that's going to fix this is yours, and start building.
Yeah, wow. That was tough. Let's unpack that a little bit. It's hard to watch. It's so sad, right? Because people are out there working 2, 3 jobs and an Uber on the side just to get by, right? And the people in power want you to believe that it's your fault for wanting to have a place to live, for wanting to just prosper, right? You shouldn't have to have 3 jobs and an Uber on the side just to get by, right? And that's because the money's not working for you. The money is broken. The money is stealing from you, okay? And people are going to come to that. They're going to realize that. And eventually, hopefully, the more people we can, orange pill, they're going to understand that Bitcoin is the only way to escape from that dollar matrix, guys. It's kind of like it is totally like the matrix, you know. It's turned people into economic batteries, right? It's turned people. They want you to get working as soon as possible and work as late as possible into your life for the sake of producing more productivity, right? And in the end, you get nothing. In the end, you get zero, right? Or even worse, in the end, you leave your descendants with debt. Inherit debt or inherit the scarcest thing that's always going to go up in value, which is Bitcoin. That's a choice, right? The guys over there on Simply Bitcoin say Bitcoin or slavery, right? Or Bitcoin or death, right? Because think how depressing it would be to be working 3 jobs and an Uber on the side and still not be able to make it. How depressing would that be? I know I kid. I say 3 jobs and an Uber on the side, but if you think about it, 2 people in a household working 2 jobs, 1 a job and an Uber on the side. That's 3 jobs and an Uber on the side, right? And you still can't make it, right? That's not right. Anyway, I got J-Dub's invoice for Janet. Janet, get in here. Janet, if you're on YouTube, you should come in here and actually what's it called? Let me see if I can copy this. You should come and actually subscribe to the channel when you get a chance. Here we go. I'm gonna jump into one of my Bitcoin one of my SAT wallets. I'm gonna use ZBD today. I'm gonna send Janet 1,000 SATs. We're funding you, Janet. 1,000 SATs. It used to be worth 31 cents. Let's see how much it's worth today. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to look. Okay. Pay request. Oh, how much did you request? IDM Lightning invoice. Okay. Let's see what the invoice is for. Okay. Let's see. How do I say pay? Pay or request. Okay. Let's see. Pay. Here we go. Pay. Does that work? Huh. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how to. Oh, you're on a Phoenix wallet? Okay, give me a Wallet of Satoshi address then. If you can get it. I think Wallet of Satoshi has gone out of business in the US. Okay. If you want, JDub, just send me the QR code, a Lightning QR code instead of the text. Send me the QR code. I'll just scan it off the TV. I'll just scan it off the thing. Yeah, you can't get Wallet of Satoshi anymore. That's right. I'm using ZBD. It's pretty good. It gives you a Lightning address. Figure it out. The Lightning invoice that you sent me earlier, there should be a way for you to get the QR code. It should look like this. And just send the picture of the QR code. I'll scan it on the screen and I'll send the 1,000 sats. Do an invoice for 1,000 sats. Okay? All right. let's keep the show rolling. That is a pretty touching, a pretty hard hitting commercial, because it's just weird. It's rough, right? It's such a crazy feeling to if you're saving for a house, to realize, oh shoot, that is what's happening, right? If you're saving for a house, you can save in Bitcoin, right? Nobody's saying you can't have a house, but it's going to be easier for you to save for that home in Bitcoin than it is to save for that home in dollars, right? If you save 4 years for a home, 5 years for a home to get the down payment on a home, your savings are going to be losing value as the price of the home you're trying to buy continues to go up. So even if you think it might take you 5 years to get that down payment on that home, 5 years down the road, the price of that home is going to be so far out of reach that your down payment is going to be for a lesser home, or you're going to have to continue to save, right? Whereas if you had been saving the whole time in Bitcoin, maybe before you get to that 5 year mark, the value of your bag will be more than your down payment in less time. Okay. So that's the beauty of it right there. That's the beauty of it. Got a message. Let's see. Checking the message. I want to open it on this screen over here. There he is. All right. I see the lightning invoice. Let's go. Okay. I'm going to make this big so I can see it. All right. Here we go. Lightning Network. Okay. Here we go. Pay. All right. Let's send some sats over to Janet. Welcome her to the Bitcoin community. Welcome her to the pleb gang. Let's see. Right here. CBD. Boom. I'm gonna go here. Pay. Let's see. Pay, well, there we go. Pay requests. Boom. Pay. 2. There it is. Scanning it. Oh, it's scanned. It's good. It's working. Okay, here we go. Sending payment. 1,000 sats. 1,000 sats today, guys, for the record, is 44 cents. 44 cents. Okay, here we go. 1,000 sats going out to Janet. Hey, study Bitcoin. The best thing you could do. J-Dub knows what's going on. He's a great resource. But if you're tired of hearing his voice, come hang out with me. Here we go. 1,000 sats going out to Janet. Welcome to the Bitcoin revolution, the peaceful revolution. It's going out. There it goes. Thinking about it. See, is it gonna happen? Ooh. Oh. Timed out. Uh-oh. Let's see. All right. It timed out. I'm gonna try it one more time. If I send you 2,000, you have to send me 1,000 back. There we go. There it goes. What? Error while paying invoice, something or other. Man. There we go. Payment failed. Okay, let's see what the error says. Payment failed. Oh no, the payment keeps failing. Sorry, Janet. J-Dub, how about this? I'm gonna send it to you, and you send it to Janet once you figure out her setup. Okay? So give me your lightning invoice. I know you have a wallet of Satoshi still, right? Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. We got this. We got this. All right. We're going to keep going with these memes. I have 3 more. And these are just kind of like party memes where Bitcoin's going up and we're just partying over here. So this is what it should feel like over here. Oh no, before we do that, the party ones, let's do this last sober one. And this is Cedric Youngelman tweeted this, and it's a video of a fellow named Eric Big Fund. And he's talking about when he first had Bitcoin and the thing he should. Anyway, I'm just gonna put it up. Here goes. Here we go. Screen, and here we go.
Bought my first Bitcoin in December of 2013.
Sorry, he said he bought his first Bitcoin in December of 2015.
And it was up 100%, down 50%, bouncing all around. And I'm like, what the hell is this? There was none of the traction we have today. Literally nothing. It was just volatility, thinly traded kind of stuff. And so I said, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe my conviction was, off here. And very unfortunately, I sold my Bitcoin in Q1 of 2014. I'm sure I made some profit that I thought was great at the time. And I have been stacking pretty much since 2016. And I'm still not back to as much Bitcoin as I had back then. So the moral and the lesson in there, as we've heard from so many people who've gotten early, is don't sell your Bitcoin. It can be very hard to get it back. So I bought.
Just like that. That's advice. Dude, so he bought his original Bitcoin in 2013, sold it for a profit, and then started stacking again in 2016, but he's still not at the amount of Bitcoin he had when he sold in 2013. So that's a little lesson for us to take, and especially right now that the Bitcoin price is pumping. If you bought at 15.5, I mean, it's up to you. You do what you want, right? And maybe it's time to take profit, but what if the ETFs get approved like everybody's expecting them to, and then it just goes out of control? Then you'll never be able to buy the same amount of SATS that you currently have if you take a profit. And remember, when you do take a profit, you're taking a profit in melting ice cubes, right? Your Bitcoin is your life raft out of the government money system. Okay? So when you sell your Bitcoin, you're getting off your life raft and back onto whatever sinking boat you're on, whether it's the dollar, the peso, the bolivar, the franc, the yuan, whatever government currency you're on. When you sell your Bitcoin, you're jumping off the life raft and getting back into danger. Okay? The real danger is saving in government monies. Okay? All right. That said, let's get some hype going for some hype memes over here. This will get you going. So we're gonna do one of these hype memes. Here we go. Screen. Simply Bitcoin put this one out. You guys, make sure you guys go follow Simply Bitcoin on YouTube. They do a great show every weekday. Let's go. Anyway, that's awesome. That's what it feels like right now after my depressed stage of my friends not having enough Bitcoin yet. And lastly, this is a kind of a cool one, just to get you guys hype again. Let's go. Let's watch this one. Let's watch this next one.
This is it, what? Satoshi's pouring from the sky, stack some chips up. No fear of missing out, now about to dip and flip, what? Now pump it up and double up is what we hit, what? This is it, what? Satoshi's pouring from the sky, stack some chips up. No fear of missing out, now about to dip and flip, what? Now pump it up and double up is what we hit, what? Satoshi's pouring from the sky.
All right. That's too much. That's too much. It's too much. Anyway, really cool. Really cool. Let's go, baby. Woo! All right. Let's get into the Q&A. If you guys have any questions, Janet, sorry it's not working. J-Dub, send me your Wallet of Satoshi address right now in the chat. I'm going to send you 1,000 sats that you can give to Janet once you figure out her wallet situation, okay? I like the wallet ZBD. It's a good one. Oh, you did? Okay, let me see. Messages. Was that your Lightning address? Nah. Let's see. Well, Satoshi. Yeah, I think the algorithm sucked it up. You got to put the username space WOS. Don't put @ symbol, don't put the period, or else the thing will eat it up. ZBD is great for gaining sats with phone games. Okay. I just use the ZBD one because it's the one that is required for this app to work. So when you send sats to this QR code or this Lightning address, your message will show up on the screen. There it is, Noble Wire. Got it. Here you go. We're doing it! Finally. Okay, I'm going back into my ZBD app. Gonna go pay somebody. 1,000 sats. 44 cents. Dang, dude. Breaking the bank over here. Sending it to. Pay. To. Noble Wire. Noble Wire 24. At wallet of Satoshi.com. But I get those funds off that wallet of Satoshi, broski. Okay, there it is. Welcome to the Stack Sats Show. There it is. All right, here we go. Sending Janet via JDub 1,000 sats. Here we go, Janet. This time it's for reals. Look how fast it works. Boom. It's done. Janet has received 1,000 sats. Janet, once you get on YouTube, jump on here, give the channel a subscribe. I'd love to see you in here. If you have any questions down the road, JDub is a great resource. But like I said, if you're tired of hearing his voice, come ask me. Awesome. Very cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, there's only one thing left to do. And you know what that is. It's time to wrap this sucker up. I'm going to go get myself some tacos. It's Taco Tuesday. Burrito Tuesday. Tacos on special. Burritos are on special. Everything is down. 40%. Prices are down. Everything is on sale across the world. If you're on the Bitcoin standard. If you're on the Bitcoin standard, the prices of everything have dropped about 40% in the past 2 months. And they will continue to drop into the future as the price of Bitcoin goes up, and you need more and more weaker dollars to buy the same amount of Bitcoin, to buy the same amount of stuff, to buy the things you always want to buy. All right? With that said, remember, smoking is bad for your health. Saving in dollars is bad for your wealth. And if you ain't stacking, you're slacking.